it would seem that Xbox developers, when it comes to developing new games, they say, we're going to develop these games.
Man, I'm going to play this off stream, man. We're going to finish this mission up off stream.
It seems developers don't want to make Xbox games anymore. Game developers are continuing to prefer working on games for PC and PlayStation over Xbox Series, according to new data from Game Developers Conference's latest report tracking the state of games industry over the last year. The latest report from GDC showed a continued decline in developers working on projects for Xbox. While PC remains the one platform to rule them all, with 83% of surveyed developers currently making games for it and 80% saying they want to, developers are making games for PlayStation 5 at a 70% point difference over Xbox, which is 47%. This difference extends to developer interest as well, with 40% of surveys saying they want to work on PS5 projects compared to the 20% for Xbox Series. Which, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, especially if you're a new indie studio that's on a budget and you can't afford to port and optimize your game for every platform. So if I had to choose two as a game developer, that's all I could afford, I would choose PC and PlayStation. That makes the most sense. For every 4 PlayStation 5 sold, there's 1 Xbox, and you can get all the Xbox games on PC. So there's a lot of crossover. A lot of Xbox gamers are PC gamers and vice versa. So if you're looking at it from the developer standpoint and you're working on a budget, Xbox is not as much as a priority. Matter of fact, I go as far as to say the Switch 2 might be a higher priority than the Xbox. I guess I'm selling the Xbox. I have a PS5. I don't need this. But I think the most interesting thing about this story is to see people admitting it. Developers just openly saying, yeah, I don't know about that Xbox, which is also interesting because the Xbox just had a really good direct with the showcase of Fable and Beast of Reincarnation. They got bangers coming, bro. I'm goated. You remember the NWN days? All right, bro. Well, glad to see you woke up in 2026. Glad to see you woke. Give it up for this guy for waking up. Steve Rogers just thawed out the ice, chat. He woke up from 2014. Give it up to him. We appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. The Steam Deck, meanwhile, is apparently the 4th most used platform, as 28% of developers are making or optimizing the games for Valve's handheld console. Speaking of handheld consoles, 39% of participants say they're interested in making games for the Nintendo Switch 2, putting it just 1% point behind the Steam Deck in terms of developer interest. Welcome back, Cap. That's very interesting that the Steam Deck is high up there, but I mean, that makes sense. It probably takes more time to, what's the word I'm looking for? Optimize for the handheld, because the hardware is not as powerful. And they know people on that platform are buying games. Because that's another thing. I wonder what the data is for purchase history versus actual platforms, right? Like, if I lined up 10 Xbox users, how many games are they buying per year versus 10 PlayStation users? We know for damn sure PlayStation users are buying GTA 5 and other ball and gun games, but we don't know about everything else, Actually, we do know that you don't buy any games, nigga. We got the data on you. 9 of the top 10 best-selling games of last year on PlayStation were ball and gun games. But I am curious because I think that data matters more, because like the counter argument could be, yeah, for every 4 PlayStation sold, 1 Xbox is sold. But even if there are less Xboxes on the market, if more people are buying games at a higher clip on the Xbox, it would be worth it. So I think what this data actually says is, regardless of how many pieces of hardware are out there, people on the Xbox are not buying games like that as a whole. And I've been argued that. I mean, it's ball and gun gamers is not just a PlayStation thing. It's an Xbox thing as well. But more importantly, the Xbox has the Game Pass. So like, I would say less of ball and gun on Xbox and more of charcuterie gamers. You go to, think of like the holiday party, the company holiday party you go to, where you got to kiss ass just so you can get that promotion, that one decent shirt you got, you tuck it into your jeans. Your Wrangler jeans, you show up, you get a little finger sandwich, some salami, with some crackers and some cheese, just putting a little bit, maybe a cookie on your plate, just putting random shit on your fucking plate. That's the Xbox niggas, the charcuterie gamers, bro. Was about to say makes sense because Xbox play away motion. Wait, what? Less hardcore. I mean, console as a whole is less hardcore. The real hardcore gamers are on PC. I mean, we have the data. I mean, I remember I showed it. Like the top best-selling games on PC in comparison to like console, Xbox and PlayStation, there's way more variety. So like trying to do the whole console war, who's more hardcore, PlayStation or Xbox, I don't think there is a more hard. You guys are both casual, and there's nothing wrong with being a casual gamer. Let's get something straight. But like you niggas is not hardcore as a whole. You personally on console may be hardcore, but as a whole, hardcore gaming isn't really happening on console. I mean, just look at PC as a whole. It's an expensive investment, so you're more likely a bigger enthusiast than somebody who spent money on a $400 or $500 machine. These are just facts before you get your panties in a fucking bunch. Anyways, while these numbers demonstrate a slight increase in developers making games for the Xbox Series when compared to 2024's data, 34 to 40%, it really shows how PlayStation 5 has not only grown in interest in developers, but also grown in projects in the works for Sony's latest console. Of course, PC is still the queen of the platform kingdom, with games being developed for it increasing from 80 to 83%, but the real surprising figure is just how much Microsoft's latest console is lagging behind PC and PS5. So it seems like the priority over everything before you start to participate in the console war is PC. Oh, somebody's feelings just got hurt right there, unfortunately. Charcuterie game? Yeah, charcuterie board gamers. Niggas just be taste testing shit. Oh, what's the Game Pass got today? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You check their achievements, they ain't beat none of them games in the past year. One more, maybe surprising figure is fewer than 100 participants. Apparently just 8% said they're making an extended reality. And who gives a fuck about virtual reality? Why is this surprising? Just 8%. That's not surprising. Who gives a fuck about VR? The survey also looks at generative AI across the games industry, and the results are probably not surprising. Compared to last year's figures, where 30% of respondents said generative AI is hurting the games industry, the new data states this number has increased to 52%. Unfortunately, more participants said they work for a company with generative AI use policies, up to 78% from 52% the year prior, with the tech being used for research, brainstorming, and writing emails and coding assistant. So game developers, the creatives, the people who actually make the games, they don't like AI, but the suits at EA and Activision and stuff, they love it. And this is why I keep trying to tell people you need to learn the names of these suits because they are the real problem. They are greedy and they are looking for ways to maximize profit while lowering the creativity. What up, June? What else I got for ya? Other Xbox news. Microsoft blames gaming's division for plummeting PC revenue with 32% drop in Xbox hardware. Is this the same thing? I don't know. I didn't read it. Let's read it. Microsoft's latest quarterly financial results are in, and they do not paint a pretty picture of how the company's gaming division is doing. A massive 32% drop in Xbox revenue is joined by a 5% drop in Xbox content and service revenue, and overall, the company has seen a 9% drop in gaming revenue. This all adds up to its overarching, more personal computer division seeing a 3% drop in revenue, despite positive news on the PC and Windows fronts. As you might expect, Microsoft isn't struggling elsewhere, with overall revenue up 17% and a hefty 26% increase in revenue for its cloud computing division. That's right. Microsoft as a company is fine. Their stocks do great. The Xbox is basically subsidized by Windows. There's no word on how much or how little the company's AI endeavors are bringing in, but for now, it's clear that Xbox in particular isn't proving to be a major money maker. News of the Xbox division's decline likely won't come as a surprise to many, as Microsoft has skipped a mid-gen update for its main consoles and even increased the price of them recently. Indeed, sales of its console have been dropping for 2 years straight. Meanwhile, the much-hyped launch of the Xbox Ally X gaming handheld last year proved to be less about a revolution in portable Xbox gaming and more of just a ROG Ally X update with a reskin. Shout out the Dirtbag with the sub. This doesn't surprise me because you guys increase. Not only are you not doing anything on the hardware front that's innovative, but then you increase the price of the Game Pass. This is why I would love to be a fly in the boardroom, because like I would love to sit down the executives in the Xbox division and ask them like, hey, I know you guys are looking at the spreadsheet and you see that the sales for Xbox are through the fucking toilet. They are down. Who thought it was a great idea to raise the price of the Game Pass? The one thing that's making you some money. So now it's just you're suffering across the board. Meanwhile, a 50% price hike to its Game Pass service. Yeah, that's what basically we're just talking about. So yeah, you're just touching on what I'm talking about. That's what happens when you go up on the Game Pass and oh yeah, you know what? Can't stress that enough. To be fair, yeah, Call of Duty was one of the main reasons that kept me on the Game Pass. Like, but that shit sucked. Game Pass sucked and there was nothing else to play. Fuck it. And increase the price of the Xbox Series X on the console niggas ain't even trying to buy. To be fair to Xbox though, the price of everything has gone up. The price of PlayStation went up too. The price of PC parts went up. That has nothing to do with consoles and Xbox trying to fuck you over. That has more to do with cloud computing and AI and shit. That's billionaires trying to take your jobs and trying to accelerate them stealing jobs as soon as possible, building all these data centers. So because they're eating up all the RAM and the GPUs and the SSDs and shit, that's why these old consoles are going up in price. So to be fair to Microsoft, I think the context matters. That's not them making a stupid decision. That's them trying to survive. And that's why that shit is the devil. But saw the GI interview with Crimson Desert. You guys are doing your thing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I need them to get it together because jokes aside, as fun as it is to crack jokes over here, I do not want to see Xbox fail. I don't want to see a world where only PlayStation and Nintendo exist on the home front. When it comes to business, it's always good to have at least 3 major players in a space. And that's what we had for a console, because PC is kind of its own thing. Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. If one collapses, it becomes a duopoly. And to be fair, Nintendo's in a completely different lane from PlayStation. So I'd argue if Xbox collapses, PlayStation would kind of have a technical monopoly on the console market. Because the people who play Luigi's Mansion aren't necessarily the people who play God of War. Yes, those worlds do cross over. I'm one of those people. I enjoy everything. But that's not everybody. It's a lot of people out there that buy Switch 2s for their kids. And that's all they play. There's a lot of people out there that only buy PlayStations. That's all they play. So I need them to figure it the fuck out. It ain't my job to figure it out, but I am rooting for them. The Warner Bros. Situation is a foreshadow of the consoles competition. Yeah. And another reason we don't want Xbox to collapse. If they collapse, less competition means PlayStation having a monopoly can do whatever the fuck they want. They can charge whatever they want. You were talking about the Xbox price going up. You don't think that PlayStation price gonna go up? And you know they're gonna hide behind that bullshit. Man, the price of the AI, the AI is just eating up all the RAM. So we gotta up the price 100,000%. What was supposed to be a 10% increase because of AI will turn into 100% increase because there's nobody to check them. And that's why you should never root for competition to fail. Rising tides raise all ships, just to give some perspective, bro. Because Sony will fuck us over, trust and believe. I'm mainly on PS5 and PC, 90% of my free time. I completely agree. I am too. I'd say 80%. No, I'd say like 90% of the time I'm on PC, and like the last 10%, the exclusives, pretty much I'm on PlayStation. My Xbox, I actually took my Xbox off my as much as it kind of pained me, like the gamer in me, I took my Xbox out of my workspace. It's like in the back over there, like collecting dust. Same thing with my Switch 1. I don't have a Switch 2 because there's no reason to have one. So right now in my workspace, all I got is my PC and my PS5. Yeah, that shit is a paperweight. Real shit. I'm not buying no ROG Ally. The Switch 2 is a paperweight until I get Tamagotchi Life. That shit is a paperweight. Other news. In gaming is not dead news. I think it's pronounced Karen. It's coming out the rave reviews. 87 overall Metacritic, 88 OpenCritic with a 10, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9s, 8s, 8s, couple 7s. This is that climbing game. I've seen some people streaming it. It's getting rave reviews. Not my cup of tea, but I will play the trailer. If you're looking for something to play, this might be it because people are saying this shit is fire. Let's see. Launch trailer.
All I ever wanted was to touch eternity for an instant.
It looks interesting. I feel like this is a Steam sale type of game for me. Hey, why are you busting it open like that? What the fuck? What kind of climate physics is this?
Hey, wait for me! I'm Marco. Nice to meet you.
Didn't NVIDIA and Xbox cause the RAM shortage? That's correct. Xbox did not cause the RAM shortage. NVIDIA is part of the RAM shortage. NVIDIA, Grok, OpenAI, it's AI data centers. They're building them, and they're trying to build more, and they suck up a lot of electricity and computer parts. But no, it wasn't Xbox. It's AI.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not fooling anyone.
I got tired of rolling the dice on PC port, so I just get it on PS5. I feel that. I respect that.
Why go up then?
I can't really tell what makes this game special, so it's got to be the story. It's got to be some heartfelt shit. I think he means Microsoft. If you want to throw Microsoft, the company, maybe. Yeah, because I mean they got their little own AI too, but not Xbox, but the overarching. Yeah, you could throw Microsoft in there.
I'm just.
What's that bullshit AI Microsoft got? I forgot it's called. Oh, Copilot. That shit is ass.
Like for all of us, this
Excuse me.
end of your journey.
There has to be a way.
Tell that to
The visuals are pretty.
try.
It's just a boy in an adventure against the cold, climbing the mountain. There it is. I played Highguard earlier, and I'm mad the internet's trying to kill it. You like the game? Interesting thing. So yeah, that recently came out. It's a PS5 exclusive, or is it just the PS5 trailer? I don't know what platforms it's on. It's getting good reviews. Not my cup of tea, but you know I'm here to share things that maybe you'll like. So if you want to, Cop Karen, shout out to them. It's on PC. Okay, it's not. It's because it's the PlayStation trailer. Okay, bet. Other news I got for you. Hytale. Is anybody playing this game? It looks like a more cracked out version of Minecraft. It looks like somebody was like, I like Minecraft, but what if we made a Minecraft game for people who are addicted to TikTok and can't stop doom scrolling? Apparently they put Call of Duty in this bitch, which is interesting because it's making the news and people are getting super excited that you remember last year when Battlefield fans made Call of Duty maps inside of the Battlefield map builder, and some people were saying, see, this is why Call of Duty is better. I find it very interesting that people aren't doing the same thing for Hytale because they're putting Black Ops maps in Hytale. Just some food for thought. Let me see. Has they got a video of this shit? So you could play Call of Duty and bootleg Minecraft. Oh, it is hijack. Hytale's made it with modders in mind. Gotcha. I'd play it. This is another one that's like, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea, but it is cool to see that the community is evolving and adding different game modes that adds value, especially for people who are on a tight budget and can only buy 1 or 2 games a year. I'm not gonna knock this. That's why I'm never gonna knock when people put any type of map builder in a game and people build game modes inside of it. It's adding, first of all, it's building community, but it's adding value. I never understood why people would complain about that shit. I'll just say it's not for me. Appreciate the hard blessing. Tight shit. Other news. There's a new game that got announced called A Whisper of Fall. Jawawe? I don't know how to say that shit. You play as an ordinary boatman. Due to an unexpected incident, you're forced to infiltrate the Imperial Guards of the Ming Dynasty as an undercover agent for the black market. You have to hone your martial arts and carry out missions for the Imperial Guard, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. This is another game coming out of China, I believe, that I saw hit my timeline, so I thought I'd share it.
是为了拿回自己的东西，你呢？为了什么？想屈他成招，就凭你们这些手！
姐，
The visuals look alright.
马斯副使，窝藏要犯，勾连逆党。
Coming through to the Ming Dynasty.
曹操在书房的暗口，又借礼佛的名头传递密信。最后一封缝在肚皮里，内容是： 好一个
Yo, honestly, the fit, I don't like the hat, but the rest of the fit is kind of fire.
秋毫。
Yeah, he got that shit on.
料敌在前，发先至。
先生可曾听闻千野？
These animations look a little janky though. That was a nice transition.
站住！今天这位
I ain't gonna hold you, chat. It's looking a little Black Myth Wukong. It's looking a little Black Myth Wukong.
包了，不见外客。追不上，
It's fast paced, but then like some of these animations look a little rough. Like look at the way he's running.
追不上了。
叶柳的兵丁果然少了许多。
王爷有时就回府，咱们怎么还在这当值啊？哎，别乱说。
He doing drugs or something?
大人，我家的令牌。
Phantom Knife Zero.
未曾想到，当年跑这
Yeah, it's like, is he like time traveling or something? What the fuck
如
happened?
今竟已如此。
还不止如此，
We got Jinx the cat in the game. That could be a cool mechanic. I will say it looks a little Soulsy though for people who hate Souls games. It looks like a faster, maybe not Soulsy, but like Neo, which we're gonna be playing later. But like the way the camera's moving, it does look a little Soulsy. Got a perfect dodge. That's fire. That's pretty fire.
一味的东西也敢抢？
Blinks, my bad. Blinks the cat. Oh, we wall fighting? Hey, that's kind of valid. Okay. He got that shit on too.
横江湖这么多年，
Okay, okay, okay.
荒唐小儿，别敢欺我！走到这最后一步，
Welcome back to today's segment of Is This a Souls-like?
谁可以帮你？
一定有办法。这个办法不在庙堂，在那些没人在意的地方，在那些几近无名之辈身上。相信会多人见。
That's kind of fire. That's kind of fire. I like that. I like that level design. That's kind of fire right there. Okay, got a little scale to it. Going to the sunken place. He said, I didn't drown. I went back in time. So no PS4, no PS4. So I don't know how to pronounce this. Yeah, no PS4. It's coming to PC and PS5, guys. Damn, no Xbox? Fuck! We just talked about how Xbox ain't got no games. God damn, bro. China don't even fuck with y'all. All right, so first impressions of Whisper of the Fall. It has potential. It has potential. Some of the combat, it's like 50-50, right? Like some of the combat looked really good, and then some of it looked janky. Like some of the animations need to be smoothed out and be more fluid. But I did like the some of the boss fights that I saw, the wall combat, the level design looked really good. I would say I would sleep with one eye open for this one. Like we'll keep an eye on this one and see how the development goes for this one. I think it has potential. I think what would really push it over the edge is the time rewind mechanic. They got to do something creative with that in terms of the combat. in terms of incorporating it as well as incorporating it outside of the combat and the storyline. Because what I'm worried about with the time rewind mechanic is they're making it look really cool in the trailer. But let me make a prediction. I could see them trying to make it look like it's something bigger than what it is in the trailer. But what if it's just the revive mechanic from what's the name? Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Remember how if you died, you could revive and get a second life? You literally like die twice. Like it could be the same thing, but instead of, you know, just getting back up, you just rewind time. And you can do it once per life, basically. It'd pretty much be the same. Or yeah, like Prince of Persia, pretty much. Yeah, like I hope that's not the route they take and they do something more creative with it. When you're dealing with the time travel, don't pull an MCU, do something creative with it. But I would say the Chinese Sands of Time, I would say it has potential. It has potential. We'll be keeping an eye on this one. PS4 love dried out years ago. Fuck them PS4 niggas, bro. What else I got for you guys? Oh, speaking of VR being ass. Look what Arby's did. I'm not clicking no link with Arby's. You know why? The video could be the funniest video I've ever seen. If I click that fucking video, Arby's will be in my algorithm, and I don't want that. Meta lost $19 billion on VR last year, despite the mother of all pivots to AI, including plans for AI-generated gaming. A bottomless pit of money. This, as far as one can tell, appears to be the situation at Meta. Its latest earning report reveals that the company burned another $19 billion on VR last year. Oh, and at the same time, it is reportedly planning to invest $135 billion in AI to this year to include AI-generated games. Meta's loss, AI-generated games. Ugh. Meta's losses on VR and what was once going to be the life-altering metaverse are actually up on 2024 when it holds $17 billion on the endeavor. They spending more money. Just for context, the VR division at Meta generated $2.2 billion in sales in 2025, which, to be frank, is more than I would have thought. So they spent $19 billion and they only made $2 billion back. That's crazy. That shit is, nigga, you hustling backwards. And he still has unlimited money. That's the crazy thing. Like, this is the problem with these fucking billionaires, man. Still, if you and I went into business and opened up like a bakery, right? And we did these type of numbers, we'd be closed tomorrow. But because they're in the pockets of the fucking government, they get all these tax breaks, and this is how they survive, bro. If you make shitty products, capitalism says only the strongest survive. If you make shitty products nobody cares about, you should disappear like the rest of us. Them government lizards and shit like that. But like, the reality is the reason VR is failing is it's just not what it was supposed to be. People had us thinking that VR gaming was going to be like, what's the anime where they lay in the bed with the VR headset? I hate that anime. That shit sucks. They made us think it was going to be like Sword Art Online. Yeah. They made us think it was going to be like Sword Art Online, and it's not. It was nothing like that. All we got is generic first-person shooters with shitty graphics from the PS3 era. Because for those unaware, in order to get VR to work, it has to run at 90 frames or higher. Ideally 120 frames. When you have to hit that target frame rate, you have to dial back the visuals so the frame rate stays smooth. If it doesn't hit at least 90 frames per second, you lose the immersion and you also increase the likeliness of somebody getting sick. So that's why VR games are hard to look good. And they're just not creative. I feel like the only people who have VR are like badass little kids. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like Christmas time. You get your little badass cousin to use fucking MetaQuest 2 so that nigga can put a headset on and run into a wall or some shit. But like, I wouldn't buy this for anybody that I love. Batman Arkham Shadow was cool. Yeah, there's a couple bangers on the VR headsets, right? Like Batman Arkham, as well as the Half-Life game. But for every one of those, there's 1,000 generic first-person shooters. It's just not worth the time or the money, man. Like I said, the biggest consumers of VR headsets are badass little kids who spend all their time in school suspension. You said I'm screaming because you know what I'm talking about. Little bald-headed ass, peanut head ass nigga. Little chubby ass, peanut headed ass nigga that got neglected, so they act out in school. Get him a VR headset so he'll be quiet, so he can run into a wall. Yeah, let that little nigga play Beat Saber and wear himself out. You know what the fuck going on. Oh shit. Arc Raider dev says it's being hit by coordinated DDoS attacks. So if anybody's been having issues with Arc Raiders, we might have some explanations. Earlier this week, Arc Raiders players encountered an enemy they couldn't shoot or destroy. Embark Studios has confirmed that its wildly popular Arc Raiders in the finals were targeted by an extensive coordinated distributed denial of service attacks that left the game's servers in an unstable state, with some players unable to reconnect. Per Eurogamer, community manager informed players that Arc Raiders in the finals had been the target of a DDoS attack in a message on the former's Discord server. The strike team has been working hard on mitigations and solutions to fix the problem, and we are making good progress, they wrote. But at this point in time, the attacks are still ongoing. In a follow-up statement on Discord, Osen noted that the team has noticed that the servers are recovering, but it's unknown if the DDoS attacks have stopped or if Embark has been able to find a way to counter them. The timing of the attack comes on the heels of Arc Raiders' latest update, which debuted a new solo versus squad mode in addition to a Bird City map condition and more. This is why I don't respect most you little fraud-ass, hacking-ass niggas, bruh. You got the power to do a denial of service, and you fucking with these developers who made a game that a lot of people enjoy, and oh, they only charge $30 for it. Now, whether the game is for you, that's up to you to decide, but they made a good game that people are enjoying, and you're trying to take people's fun away instead of using your power to do something positive. I'm not saying anybody should do anything, but all I'm saying is right now the world is on fire. And some people do need to get DDoS attacked. Nigga, where them Epstein files at, man? I know that has nothing to do with retrieving the files. I'm just saying, I wish you hacker niggas would do something positive. That's all. Seems kind of lame to be hacking game servers and shit. Seems kind of lame. By the way, they're 41 days late on the due date for the Epstein files. What's going on with them, chat? Where them at? Where they at? Where they at? We want to see who's in the cabal. We want to see who's in the cabal. In other news, PS4 niggas, I know you need a job, so I got one for you. You can now become forklift certified in GTA Online. The latest Objobs update lets players become a firefighter, deliver newspapers, and become a forklift operator. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You too can log into the T-Grizzly server and make a living being a forklift driver. Now, would that be enough to save up and get a PS5? I don't know. I don't know what a digital forklift driver is paying, but you know, I'm not the type to sit here and crack jokes on this stream. I'm trying to find a solution for you bitch ass, broke ass PS4 niggas that feel like your TI-83 is actually the Da Vinci Code. It's not. It's not, nigga. Be quiet. What else I got for you? Oh, last but not least, before we move on to the next batch of articles, I just wanted to release a statement. As somebody who's a big fan of Costco, I'm not a fan of a lot of corporations, but I love Costco. I love the shopping experience. Can we not make Costco ghetto? Can we not do that? Costco are reportedly removing RAM from display PCs to stop people from stealing them after price surges. In certain stores where I'm from, they would just display an empty case with the PC specs taped to it. People are stealing PC parts out of Costco. Guys, a Costco members, you have to buy a Costco membership and it's annual. It's not cheap either, I know, because I'm a black card holder, nigga. You're not. But that's not the point. That's not the fucking point. The point is, when I go to Costco, Costco's supposed to be a nice upper middle class type of store, you know what I'm saying? With free samples and a smooth experience. I don't want to go in there and that bitch look like Gotham City. I say all that to say, leave that shit at Walmart and leave that shit at Sam's Club. Not at my Costco. Not at my Costco. Not at my fucking Costco. Who's not a black card holder? You, nigga.